Aloha, y'all. It is Tuesday, Tears Day, named after Tyr or Tig, the Mars equivalent of the Nordic pantheon. It's a Mars ruled day esoterically. It is the 24th of June. The sun is in Cancer, the moon is in Gemini. Jupiter's exactly conjunct the sun right now, but we'll talk about the astrology as we kick through this. So, the cards I pulled for the day. The Knight, or in this deck, the Prince, but the Knight of Wands. The clarifier is the Page of Wands, whole lot of fire energy. And the artist wild card of the day is Louise Bourgeois, which we'll read about. So, fire, both cards. If you're an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, you're a fire card. Fire is about action, right? Zeal, inspiration, making moves, right? And I think everybody feels that there's a whole lot of energy to make moves, but we're also like, oh my gosh, what do I do? How do I protect myself? Kind of stuff. There's a revolution. How do I join? Do I want to join? Kind of energy. So, the fiery part of fire, the actionable part of zeal and inspiration, expansive energy, rushing into the action, leaping and speaking your mind, being bold, right? With Moon and Gemini, we do really feel like we can speak our minds. And with the Sun conjunct Jupiter, we're like, I want to take care of what's good for me. My phone looks like it's about to die, but who knows? So the Prince of Wands, I passionately set out to conquer. On page 70. The Prince of Wands is a hot-blooded and hot-headed individual bringing huge passion, action, and courage to everything that he encounters. Dashing and dynamic, our hearts positively brim with excitement should he blaze into our lives. However, his daredevil, explosively progressive actions may leave a trail of burnt debris as he relentlessly pursues his triumphs. Uranus and Taurus, last degree. It's like, this is, burning all the bridges energy. It's almost like the Maoist revolution of the 50s or whatever in China, where it's like, we're going to kill everybody we don't agree with and start again. It's like, ugh. That has its own shadow to it. Nothing will hold him back, and he's quick to flash you a grin and stride forward, fearless to the end. Saturn conjunct Neptune in Aries. It's like, I'm willing to fight. Often regarded as a revolutionary, Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. He is the archetypal athletic hero set to conquer a despicable enemy or despot. He has unquenchable self-belief, and as a true visionary and adventurer, he believes he can change the world and should be lauded for doing so. I want to change the world and make an impact, and you guys should thank me for it, kind of thing. The impetuous, youthful male possesses all the necessary prowess and skill, yet is not experienced or seasoned enough to wield that skill with absolute precision. With Mars and Virgo, we're trying to hone. It's like, I have a flamethrower, but I don't know, is the safety on? I don't know. Am I going to burn my own face off? I see him as a long-haired youth, part Ziggy-like alien, larger than life, bringing a message of hope, attired in his splendid retro-future armor. He is surely too dazzling to be hurt, right? The illusion that youth will always protect you. Problematic. Chiron and Aries. Yet in the dark realms of life, he must face being hurt. His youthful splendor will be vanquished by life in the passage of time. A great sadness, right? Things happen. Nevertheless, there is something astonishing about the hero, the freedom fighter, who, without a second's thought, will face the most formidable adversary, Uranus and Taurus. It's like, I'm going to go fight a dragon. I remember friends of mine joining the army, barely men, imbued with the passion to actively seek out danger and test their mettle. Right? The youth go and pick fights, and they're like, I'm going to go fuck around and find out. Despite the flurry of excitement at the appearance of the prince, the great catalyzer, this card acts as a warning. Do not rush into things. Chiron and Aries. Don't be fooled, though. War is the least likely cause of death of the young and the valiant. Road accidents followed by suicide is the biggest robber of life of our princes. Jupiter conjunct Sun in Cancer, Mercury in Cancer. We're all a little moody right now. We're like, can I go on? Like, if we have the fire, we're maybe going out in the streets and, burning cars that we shouldn't. And if we're not doing that, we're like sitting around going, can this pass already? This is draining. I'm tired. Like, it's this weird energy right now. Everybody can feel that. So, road accidents followed by suicide is the biggest taker of life. Youth notoriously is bad at assessing risk, so eager are they to seize life by the scruff of the neck. Moon and Gemini. The key here is to use the Prince of Wands or the Knight of Wands. His fire, color, exuberance, and sheer courageous zest for life skillfully. Mars in Virgo, trining Chiron in Aries. It's like, well, you can be a self and you can be actionable, but you have to know what you're doing. Be the one to stand up and speak out for change, Uranus and Taurus, to determinedly and furiously pursue your dreams, North Node in Pisces. Saturn conjunct Neptune in Aries. After all, you only get one shot at life, YOLO, right? So the fiery part of fire, expansive energy, rushing into action, leaping up and speaking your mind and being bold. Very much a Tuesday, Mars ruled energy day. And the clarifier is the one right before it, the Page of Wands. This is the airy part of fire, right? So we're like excited and actionable, and we're like playful with it, right? So I got to keep touching the screen because it keeps dying. I don't know what happened here. On page 68, Princess of Wands, I spark the impossible. Youthful enthusiasm and confidence, harnessing creative forces around you and seeking to innovate and experiment. Uranus and Taurus, Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, Moon and Gemini, right? We're willing to play with fire, but it's like, we could lose an arm, we could get burned, we could lose all our hair, right? We're doing crazy high magic right now that's hopefully revivifying ourselves and others, Venus and Taurus. Jupiter conjunct the Sun in Cancer, Mercury in Cancer, but we're also kind of itchy and wanting to change the world so much that we're like, what do we resurrect? What do we kill? What is the enemy? If it moves, I kill it, kind of vibes at times. So we got to be aware of that. So the clarifying card comes from today, not the clarifying card, the wild card, comes from the Art Oracles deck, and she's very much like this fire on fire action. And the artist is Louise Bourgeot. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Where are you at, Luis? Uh-oh, I can't find my girl. Maybe the next page. No, I've skipped it. She's got to be here somewhere. It's in the deck. So let me just keep looking for the interpretation. This is so bizarre. Usually it's right in front of me and I could see what's going on. Oh, there she is. I was looking right at it. All right. So Louise Bourgeot, spider's web. Spiders plan their web. They don't just jump on, some spiders do, but they don't just jump on the fly and hope for the best. Louise Bourgeot was lucky enough to experience enough childhood trauma to influence an art career that thrived well into her 98th year on Earth. Bourgeot worked in a variety of media, including sculpture and illustration, exploring themes on personal history and shitty family dynamics. And with Chiron and Aries trining Virgo, Mars and Virgo, with Jupiter conjunct the Sun exactly in Cancer, with Mercury in Cancer, we can tap into our traumas and our family dynamics and our histories there creatively. Bourgeot scrutinized and subverted domesticity, Uranus and Taurus. She is recognized for her large-scale public sculptures of spiders, an ode to her dexterous protective mother, among other recurring symbols and sexually suggestive forms. Later in life, Bourgeot was generous with her time, right? Moon and Gemini and Venus and Taurus. She was willing to hang out in the home, her home, Jupiter conjunct Sun as a mother kind of tutor, Jupiter Sun conjunct in Cancer. She was generous with her time and brutal honesty. In her New York home, she held Sunday salons for young artists to whom she personally served their own asses for making bad art. So it's this weird combination of, you've got to go around and find what works for you. You've got to be bold and take action and fuck around and find out, right? Play with magic. But you might get burned, you might lose some eyelashes, and you want to hear people who have the burns and scars to avoid that, right? So the advice she's speaking from her experience and being like, you don't have to do what I did. There's consequences to your actions. And right now we're very much like trigger happy, even though we don't know what that means exactly. So the advice we're getting from her is draw on private pain to connect with the public. With so much water energy, right? Mercury, Sun, conjunct Jupiter and Cancer. We're very creative and flowy right now. Venus and Taurus, we want to create beauty and express it, Moon and Gemini, but we want to do it in a way that's not just like off with everybody's head that I disagree with. You don't want to just go torch cars because you can, or throw bricks at cars because you can. Is that moving towards a culture that you feel safe and comfortable in and allows others to be safe and comfortable? Simultaneously, you don't want to stand by and let dictators, do whatever they want and just get rolled over by battle tanks, like the Tiananmen Square thing. So how do we stand up in our actions and be bold while simultaneously knowing that we can get hurt and not taking our personal pain and projecting it out as a new conflagration? Interesting times. So check out the Team Rabbit Hole podcast. Episode 317 was yesterday. Great little chat with a synchromistic. If you've never seen it, they're all great, but why not start? There's a good spot. Leave a tip if you feel so inclined. Obviously share it, tag people. Holler for readings. $150 for 3 hours of astrology. $50 for an hour of cards. Half off either or both if it's your birthday. And half off on cards if someone comes to me through your referral. So I hope you enjoy your Tearsday, your Tuesday. Get out and do it. Actionable, but also think of the consequences. Mars and Virgo. Have a plan. You can have a gun and go crazy, but is the safety on? Are you pointing at your face? Kind of energy. So enjoy your Tearsday, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Adios.